Hello and welcome to another installment of Liberty Nation's Swamponomics videocast. I'm Andrew Moran, Ellen's economics correspondent. Each week, I dive into the moors of top economic news stories and fish out compelling narratives, or I retrieve fallacies that have been accepted as conventional wisdom by the swamp creatures for years. This week, who is better for the United States economy? President Donald Trump or former Vice President Joe Biden? Before the coronavirus pandemic forced tens of millions of people under house arrest and shuttered businesses across the country, the US economy had been booming, thanks to a concoction of tax cuts, regulatory reductions, accommodative monetary policy, and rising business and consumer confidence nationwide. This is what President Trump was banking on riding into an election year, and then COVID-19 happened. Millions of people are out of work, the economy and the stock market are relying on stimulus just to get by, and nobody knows when or how the nation will recover once a vaccine is developed, if ever. And this is the opportunity Biden and the Democrats are hoping for and looking to pounce on in days until the 2020 election. If everything remained the same, it would have been tough for Joe Biden to go toe-to-toe against Trump on the US economy, which had been one of the strongest in years. Despite trouble underneath the surface that economists and contrarians home in on every time, the major benchmarks for economic prosperity favored Trump. When you have a candidate promising to spend tens of trillions of dollars on everything from free healthcare to free tuition to the Green New Deal and reversing successful tax cuts, it would be a tough sell to independent and undecided voters on Biden's part. So, in our post-coronavirus economy, who would be better for the United States? A key tenet of Biden's economic platform is pretty much mirroring his opponent's America First agenda by increasing investments in American-made products and pouring hundreds of billions of dollars into procurement and research and development for Made in America tags. Wait a minute, Biden plagiarized again? He also plans to reverse Trump's tax cuts and implement a higher federal minimum wage. Liberty Nation's Mark Angelidis had reported following Biden's recent infomercial on ABC News with George Stephanopoulos that the former vice president is all about government intervention, mandates, and an overall radical agenda. It is common sense that the state strangles innovation and growth. So what makes anyone think Biden could achieve even a modicum of what Trump did in just one term, fewer than 4 years? President Trump, meanwhile, has proposed a few other MAGA goodies, including a middle-class tax cut, presenting additional tax credits and breaks for across the board, and expanding its push away from China. For the most part, however, Trump wants to do more of the same, and you can't blame him, considering this is what fueled incredible growth in the Trump economy. Will Trumponomics strike again? Neither man, unfortunately, is willing to address the bloated $3.1 trillion federal deficit or $27 trillion national debt. So no matter who is in office, it's going to be a difficult time to dig the nation from out of the COVID-19 mess. This is what you get when you listen to the so-called experts who have gotten everything wrong since day one about this highly infectious respiratory illness. Because the country put so much faith in the likes of Dr. Fauci and Dr. Birx, bankruptcies are on the rise, household incomes have been decimated, and the government's finances have been destroyed. Surprisingly, according to a new Gallup survey, most Americans say they are better off now than they were 4 years ago. It goes to show the power of the president's America First agenda, or Trumponomics, and how strong it has been, even in the middle of a pandemic. As America braves for a record number of ballots, will it be the economy stupid, or just kicking Trump out of the Oval Office? That's it for me this week. Please read my full Swamponomics column, where I discuss bond exchange-traded funds, Christmas shopping, and the record federal budget deficit. Thank you.
Go deeper on the topic discussed in this video, head on over to one of these links here or go to our Liberty Nation Roku channel. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for Liberty.